Hello, everybody. How you doing? This is Maurice, aka Date Rayon Sama on Twitter. This here is Nippon Goose Sama. Travis. Up there is Nobunaga Dano. That's Tommy. In the center is Black by Nature, and that's Kadeem. And of course, Ed, and Edwin is Edwin. This is the Hashira Podcast, where we are meeting as the pillars to talk about everything anime and nerd. Please have a conversation with us in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we're putting up videos for you guys to see. And please join the meeting of the pillars. So,
and don't be afraid to tweet us, man.
Yeah, please hit us up on Twitter asking questions. If one of us say something that you want to get at us about or you agree with, please hit us up on Twitter. We'll talk more about it. Please. We'll talk about anime all day if you let us, and that's why we kind of started the podcast.
Plus, I got 0 friends on Twitter, so
yeah. Well.
Oh man. So, our first episode that we put out was about Endeavor and all the great things that happened in that episode. I will not talk more about it because I could keep talking about it because Endeavor and that whole situation was freaking amazing. So, I realized that as we get into this podcast, we have so much conversation about anime amongst ourselves that we want to have this conversation which you guys can join with us. So, with that being said, let's talk about it. We're going to start out with this big old wow moments. Give me that wow moment in anime, whether it was a plot twist, whether it was something happening that was crazy, something in the anime that was wow, that you still think about every time somebody says, yo, what anime do you love? And you can say this all the time because that moment in it was so great. Talk to me.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Yusuke versus Toguro fight. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dark Tournament? Okay. Yeah.
Huh?
Dark
Yeah.
Tournament? Yeah. Oof. That's a good one, Doc.
That did it for me.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Hakusho is great, though, and it'll always be one of the great ones.
And that show had multiple moments where it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Especially,
sure.
Yeah. Those
Hiei versus Zero
that
fight.
anime.
Hiei versus Zero.
Yo,
all right, listen. Dragon of the Darkness Flame.
Shirt ripped off, y'all. I'm out.
No, but seriously, on a real note, when we think about the Zero versus Hiei fight, they hyped it up about the fire versus fire. We were all excited for it. I thought it was going to last at least 2 episodes, and then all of a sudden, my man gets smoked.
5-second fight.
It was game over. Oh man, no, there was some great moments in Dark Tournament, but Hiei versus Toguro, Yusuke versus Toguro was definitely great. Yusuke's my favorite character, so I'm here for it. Anybody else have one?
Rising.
One cool moment for me was when Naruto and finished fighting with Zab.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Naruto gave him a speech, and then he just rips his cloth off his face and was like, "Yo, like brat, toss me a kunai," and then he just starts wilding out on that guy's crew.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
His arms are all jacked up, and he's just running through them and killing them.
Oh yeah, he was just killing everybody with his kunai in the mouth, right?
Yeah.
My man Zab was out there giving out the smoke.
Yeah.
Elite ninja, right? Elite shinobi.
Nah, he was he had feelings for Haku at the end, man. He had him lay him down next to him and everything.
Smoked.
Yeah, that was a big moment.
Yeah, that was his little goal.
And it was.
It
was that's one of those emo moments for Naruto.
Yeah,
kids in.
I was talking about when he ran and stabbed everybody. You made it emo. So
that's Naruto now.
Oh man.
Travis?
I would say it's the when the knot, I can't remember this character's name, but when the knot came out further for Furikuri and the robot got a drink and then the awesome theme music came on. Like the first time that happened was
don't need masters. Yo,
Sublime.
Oh
Sublime.
man.
And first of all, like the makeup of that anime, it was I think the episode count is 4 or 12 or came. It's very small.
It's a very short one, yeah.
And we get to hear the soundtrack pretty much in every single episode, every time that the robot transforms and comes out, and it also connects you to the anime itself. So I guess in the beginning of it, when that first happens, I enjoyed it, and knowing that this was not going to be something that I'm going to be staying on with for long term. So like I just knew that this was one of those animes where I feel like when you have a 12 episode anime, it's basically like a movie with all those episodes together. So like at first, when I first heard that first song, I was like, all right, this is gonna be dope. I'm gonna pretty much, if I start watching this at 9:00, I'm gonna finish watching it at like 3:00 in the morning. You know,
I'm all night and I'm binging this bad boy.
correct? Yeah.
Tom.
Probably has to be with D Gray Man, but I'm not sure if any of you guys have watched.
Oh,
okay, so
hold up.
Wait,
what you mean you don't know if we watched that? What are you talking about here?
I didn't know. I did not know that you guys were cool.
You should have went into it with like, I'm pretty sure, and then it felt bad.
Bro, I didn't know you guys was into that.
Oh man,
I think Ed is the only one that didn't watch The Gray Man.
Probably not.
That's it.
Kidding me?
Conda. Oh,
bro,
man.
just let me tell my moment, man. It's when Cross finally showed up to save Alan and all of them when they were fighting Tiki Mick, what's his name?
Bro.
And he was and Cross showed up, man, like the whole anime you were waiting to see this guy. And it's just like episodes. I forget how many episodes, but he came in and it just like he brought his innocence out. He had the gun. He had that little chick singing. Like Alan was in what was it, the clown mode?
Yeah.
He was getting murdered so bad, yo. And Cross finally came in, just destroyed him. And then the Earl had to come and save Tiki. But just that fight where he came in, it was wild. It was just insane.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna plug this real quick. Conda is a beast. All right.
You Conda-san.
He was a beast, bro. Oh my gosh.
Hell yeah.
I second that.
I think it's
But real quickly though.
Oh, go ahead.
Another quick scene was from FMA when Mustang destroyed Lust.
Ah, come on.
Yo.
Let me just throw this also this part on here. This also part when this awesome part happened. That's basically what Tom just did.
But not only did that, but that moment. First of all, I think people don't even realize how great Full Metal Alchemist is.
Oh yeah.
No, because they say first of all, don't say Full Metal Alchemist. We have to say
Brotherhood.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Brotherhood.
That's the one I was
saying. And not talk about the other one. It's not good.
I'm not. Sorry. Brotherhood is amazing.
It's not good.
How is it not good?
It's not that it's not good. It's missing a lot that Brotherhood gets into in a very, very, very good way. Brotherhood is like the better version of it.
In terms of
that's what I thought.
Story.
I thought Brotherhood was like a spin-off of it.
No, Brotherhood is the main story.
It's the fleshed out.
That's all. No. That's all canon, right?
Yeah.
Brotherhood is the manga. Oh,
Brotherhood is amazing. And
not to knock the other one, because the other one had a show story and then it had a good movie afterwards. I'm not going to take away from it, but in Brotherhood, it was like
Brotherhood's great.
There's a reason why that was specifically the manga, yeah.
But
I can't remember why the other one was made, honestly.
All I know is that freaking anime is amazing. And people forget. I don't know why people like. If you haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, you're watching this podcast. I would.
You're living under a rock.
Go get it. Go. Whatever streaming service you're watching on, go watch it.
It's on Netflix.
It is amazing, and you will not be disappointed.
So, Kadeem, you like the other one? You enjoyed it?
It had its moments. I just thought he was completely crumpling it up and just like throw it out. Right. But then you said you wasn't knocking, so
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Me and Kadeem were watching the regular one, right, without Brotherhood, because it was on Adult Swim and Toonami, and we were watching it when we were younger.
The first one I was on.
Exactly. Yeah. So it wasn't until I watched Brotherhood afterwards, and then I was older when I saw Brotherhood, and I was like, oh wow, there's a lot of extra. This here. This is
development.
This is the steak. This is the steak dinner here, and the other one was the appetizer. So, but yeah. Even all the characters are likable. Scar,
Scar
Yeah.
was cool, man.
But
You
I
get
mean,
to. I feel like you can't empathize with even the antagonists with the other one. Like you get to empathize
the
with the
homunculus,
antagonist
yeah, the
with
homunculus,
Brotherhood.
yeah.
I felt bad for Lust,
I
even
mean,
though like, it
I
was
didn't when
great.
she was getting smoked.
Right. That was crazy.
Man,
She got
Oh yeah,
fuck
word.
Lust, man. She killed his best friend,
Well,
man. That dude was
nah.
innocent, bro.
Yo, can we not talk
Left
about?
him,
Yeah.
Let's not talk about
left
Hughes.
his
Don't talk
kid.
about Hughes. Don't talk about. Come on, let's not.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Nate Hughes or something like that.
No.
Yeah. That was like probably one of the saddest
That's
moments
one
in
of the
anime.
saddest
That shit
moments in
was whack.
In
anime.
that's
anime,
not
yo.
decent. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on, because we're talking about we're
No,
still
no.
talking about Alchemist.
I said one of them.
Well,
No, but
that's
if we're
one
still
of them.
talking about Alchemist, let's talk about the saddest moment in Alchemist.
What you gonna say? Hold up. Go ahead.
The doctor freaking used his
Yeah.
daughter and his dog.
That
Oh
all.
Oh yeah.
Then you
Yeah.
realize
And
he killed his wife. Then you put the two and two together.
no. Yeah. No. See. Well. There's Travis's real wild moment in anime for you guys. You see how excited he got? You see
Yeah,
that?
we just figured it out
We just
for him.
figured it out for him. But no, that was yeah, no, that we don't even talk about that.
Dirty.
It makes me sad just thinking about it. But
And it, oh my god.
it
And it had commentary on what the government is about, basically. Because
was
remember, the only reason he did that is because every year they expected him, in order to stay on the government and be able to be collecting the money that he was collecting as an alchemist, he had to create a new creation every year. So
Yeah.
that put the strain on him that he had to make
Yeah.
something new every year. I couldn't even, like, I was mad at him, but then you expect this dude to come up with something new every year?
yeah, it was pretty
Are
wild.
you serious?
It's crazy.
So
It's like it's North Korea over there.
Hey,
I'm out.
boom, bomb explodes,
but,
bro.
but you know what?
Yeah.
I think I want to say
Here we go.
I want to say my wow moment, but then I don't even really want to say it because where this went just kind of went to a good place. Let's keep the train going.
Yo, word. Edward hasn't said anything. Edward, go ahead. My bad. I feel like
No, but we can do this.
What do you mean? I
It's
said
easy
something
because
already.
Ed is the same guy that plays the sad. He plays the sad Hokage music all the time. He thinks that the sad music in Naruto is amazing. So I get to say this. So let's talk about those emotional moments. What are those moments in anime that when somebody goes, "This is how do you watch that stuff?" There's nothing about it, and you're like, "Whoa! Have you not seen the actual character development? Have you not seen the emotional moments? Have you not seen the actual like?" There's some real things that happen in these animes, and what are besides what happened in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Give me some of those moments for you guys. What are those like?
Yo, first of all, let me just thank you so much, Maurice, for putting this together because like, I don't think people understand what anime is about.
Yeah, no, there's a lot going on, and that's why we talk about it.
Elfin lied.
Elvin lied.
Elfin lied. You
Oh,
have the main what is she? The anti-protagonist, I would say she is, where she's like basically trying to protect this one person that she likes, but she's killing everybody else.
word.
And I don't spoiler alert. Episode, check it out if you haven't seen it.
Now he's in spoiler alert.
The whole reason, well, first of all, she's in love with this kid, but she can't control her powers, and she killed everybody that this person she loves.
Smoked them.
Smoked them. And when
Yeah.
he found, first of all, he knew that was the truth, and subconsciously he buried that in his mind until somebody brought it forward, or I can't remember the exact scene, but they brought it forward and he went ballistic. He could not take the truth for this woman that he fell in love with when he was a kid. He just went crazy.
No, it was, but those are yeah. Oh man, I can't even speak English. I can't English because I'm thinking about that.
I can't English.
I couldn't English.
I'm
Because you think about that moment, it was a real moment. I mean, especially if you watched it. See, he did it justice. I'm not going to jump back into it, and unfortunately, I can't talk about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and that's the one that hit me. That when Mace Hughes got smoked, man, I was
terrible,
distraught. I was distraught, man. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Didn't he call his wife prior to? He's like basically called her, letting her know that he was basically about to die.
No. He was leaking some type of information to someone.
Okay.
And then his partner came. He was, the whole gist of everything that just happened.
Oh man, bro.
What makes it suck is that he died both in the regular and the Brotherhood. Like he had to die in both.
But that's what hurt my heart. Like, you know, like those moments when they kill off characters you don't expect them to kill off, and you're just like,
I'm sorry.
man.
One character that that felt some type of way when Ace died.
Don't do it.
It's not as strong as it's not as strong as Hughes, but when Ace died, man, I don't know, for some reason I felt that.
And you laughing?
Yeah.
It's like the main reason why I felt that because like the way he died in his brother's arms, and like he died smiling. You know, he died protected. Granted, he died protecting someone he loved, but like to have your brother die in your arms, that hit different. Yeah, it's different.
I think that what episode that was up in the hundreds, right? So what makes that big is the fact that they played upon this whole thing where nobody dies in this anime, and then finally somebody died. I think that's what got
right.
Because like I didn't expect.
Died there.
Huh?
Said a couple people died there.
We mean like in the argument? Yeah. Like that was unexpected, Like here they gave you this playful anime, and then boom. No,
yeah. I was about to say that I think that show is transitioning for the audience slightly, man. As of what's going on right now, there's a lot of things that I think that the younger crowd would not like follow.
Right.
There's a lot of detail going on as of right now that I think, like I said, it's transitioning for an older audience.
Right. Yeah.
I can't even get into. Yeah, Kadeem, I don't know why you would get me started. Why would you even bring that up? I told
you, but that's the scene that hit home, bro. It hit me.
Stopped watching
that
One
shit
Piece
hit different
when that happened. I literally saw that arc and said, I am not watching this anymore. I just started watching it again. Like when they... Alright, sidebar. I just started watching
what's
this
your sad
again.
part, eh?
Oh, that's crazy. Whoa.
This is a sad moment?
Third Hokage.
Yeah.
Third Hokage. I'm joking.
Nah.
I thought...
He was old, man.
You want to know what's a sad moment?
Yeah, what's that? That sad, that emotional. It doesn't have to be sad. It can be super emotional. It could be, whatever like got to.
I mean, this what I'm about to say might apply to like the first question, but when his name again, my boy Armin, man, when he gave that speech to protect Eren from getting killed by the people them.
Yeah,
that was big.
Yeah, I mean,
that was big. I was like, this little dude right here, man. When I saw that, I was like, that's
okay.
I don't care how scared he is, how much of a coward he got heart.
Nah, that was real.
For me was, that was cool.
He ain't the one that got hurt. The bicycle dude got hurt, but Tommy be playing him.
Cool.
Movement right there.
Oh.
Movement right there.
Justice Crush.
Movement right there.
That guy's a beast.
Nah, he's got heart, man.
He's a beast, bro.
He has my respect. The reason I picked that picture in the chat because that's just the whole nuts to butts. You just don't do that.
Stupid.
Go ahead, Reese. You said your moment.
I didn't say my moment because Kadeem messed me up. That's why he jumped out in talking about Ace getting smoked, knowing that I stopped watching that anime when he got smoked. And Whitebeard got smoked in the same arc. I was pissed. All right.
We ain't talking about Whitebeard.
All right.
I was okay with that.
And Marco, poor thing, had to stand there and watch everything.
Oh man, that was rough, bro. That was rough for me. All right.
And then they got their ass whooped after that.
Oh man.
Yeah, Shakes came in. That's mine. They
fought Blackbeard's crew and got
yeah. That joint was rough, bro.
Anyways.
You know what's bad about? I feel like my sad moment was probably.
Dragon Ball Z.
Sad moment. Oh my god, this is the biggest sad moment ever.
Look, he's over there flipping out. I guess I don't even know if I have like a sad. I don't have a sad moment. I feel like we talked about maids already. We talked about that. We talked about that stuff. I don't even think my brain isn't working currently.
You don't have a sad moment.
I got one.
I don't have a sad one. I think I have an emotional one. I think
sad, emotional. It made you,
Yeah, I think I have one of those. So for me, I'm gonna have to do what Ed said, and the way that they had if you aren't fully caught up in Attack on Titan by now, you probably should have been. But if you're not, this might have some spoilers in it.
First,
It's probably the best moment in it. But
this fast forward.
when they are charging out to their death, pretty much.
Oh man.
And oh man, the captain of the scouting regiment, Commander Irwin.
Woo!
Irwin, yeah. Damn.
And they're going out to their death pretty much as he's throwing rocks at them. And and even the soldiers realize that they're going straight over to their death. And you don't think that Irwin's going to die because of how important he is, but because of its Attack on Titan, we know that there's a chance he might die. You aren't sure yet, but there's a chance. And I didn't read the manga, so I didn't know.
Everybody dies in that
He
show.
is charging out there, and they're all going to hit with the rocks, and he gets hit, and you don't expect him to get hit. And he does.
That's a fact.
When he got hit, I was sitting there staring at my screen like, "There's no way." And
I thought since he brought them out there like that he would survive and have to live with that. He made all those people go that way and just get smoked by all those boulders.
But that's what I thought was going to happen. And it's crazy because you
what
see that happening.
What is going on right now?
And you don't even you don't really think that it can get any worse than that, right? And then as it's happening, at the same time on the inside of the walls, Armin. Freaking Armin. Oh
Beast,
my
man.
God. Listen,
Beast,
I literally,
man.
There's
I'm
so
getting
much
chills right now thinking about it.
because there's so much emotion in that moment. Because that's the same time Armin is inside dealing with the colossal titan. He makes a plan, gets Eren to agree with it, and Eren agrees because of what he says. Because he said he's gonna make it, right? And he gets smoked. He gets smoked. He gets burned to a crisp so that the plan could work. At the same time, the Beast Titan gets smoked by Levi. Wild, like that entire section was too much for me.
I almost stopped watching when I saw that he was killed.
When Armin got smoked, I didn't watch it for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it for 2 weeks. I was like, I can't believe that just happened. Oh my God.
Word.
But to me, that moment, and that's what. But Attack on Titan does that to you. There are a lot of times where you're just like, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. And it happens. And
it's the Game of Thrones of anime.
Oh my God, Travis, you took the words right out of my mouth. Holy cow, I was gonna say that.
Well,
wow.
You saw Game of Thrones, didn't you?
Well, let's just hope it doesn't end as bad as Game of Thrones did. But anyway, so but that's my moment. That did it for me. That did it for me. You're right. Thinking about that moment again is messing me up.
Yeah, man. That's something. When that moment comes up, if I rewatch that anime, that moment comes up. I gotta fast forward it because.
Oh man, freaking! But no, I sat there and it made me want to be a better person. It made me want to say, I can play the sacrifice play. I can be the person who is out there to do what he needs to do, so everybody else can make it through. When I watched Armin do that, bro, and and watched Irwin do the same thing at the same time, I said, bro, I need to be a better person. I need to be able to handle stuff better.
That sounds like all the essential workers right now. Shout out to all the essential workers.
Shout out to all the essential workers. Shout out to
that's true, man.
Shout out. Shout out to all you guys who are stuck out there working during this COVID-19 situation. We hope that you are safe out there.
And the critical workers.
All of you guys who are out there.
Critical workers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they declared people at my job.
We won't be critical
I'm not
when
essential,
time's
bro.
to regular.
Shout out to you.
That inspired my thought pertaining. We're talking about sacrifice, right, and stuff like that. I think the reason why I put my hand up, everybody saw that at probably minute. I have no idea how the timing is going right now. But we're just minute 37 and 55 seconds. You guys want to go back to that? Anyways, Kamina from Gurren Lagann.
Oh, here we go. You know, Gurren Lagann, I've heard is a great one. I have not watched it yet. I have not seen Gurren Lagann yet. I have to go watch it.
Please do. I know people have this thing about Mecha, but oh my God. I'm not paused.
No, you're good, bro.
I'm not frozen. That's just me looking.
I'm not paused.
Yeah, I've heard Gurren Lagann is amazing. I haven't, and it.
You will love it, Maurice. I know you will.
I gotta check it out.
Watch it.
I gotta check it out.
Oh man. But yeah, that reminds me of that. Gurren Lagann. Damn, spoiler alert again.
I mean, we're talking anime here, guys. If there's some spoilers going on, you might hear them. We're just talking that anime stuff, and please join in the comments below.
Expect it to happen.
Yeah, expect it to happen when we're talking about good stuff.
We're hoping that you guys have seen this shit already. Even if some of us have not seen some sort of stuff, we want you guys to have already seen this.
All right. So now we talked about some memories of some great things happening. Some of that is very recent, and I want to keep that going. So there are some animes that pleasantly surprised me, and one of them, I was sitting down just putting together stuff for I play Dungeons and Dragons, putting stuff together for my Dungeons and Dragons session, and I'm watching this anime. I'm barely paying attention to it, and then all of a sudden it catches my ears, and then I start to watch it. One of the animes that I was pleasantly surprised about is Code Geass. I watched Code Geass, and it was freaking amazing. Maybe it's just me.
I've been through it.
Code Geass is good.
We've been talking about this for so long.
I just saw it like last year, and I saw one episode, and then I literally sat there and binged the rest of it in the same day. I didn't stop until it got to the end. It was so good. I think we miss out on. We think about all those animes that have that kind of like suspense and a lot of thought into it, like the Death Note, stuff like that, where you really want to watch it to see how the brains are moving.
Man.
Watching Code Geass really made me think throughout the anime, and listening to them like really go over their own strategies for each other, and you could see them playing chess mentally on the battlefield. And I was just like, and even in everything else, they were like, it was great. It was freaking great. It was great. If you haven't seen Code Geass yet, go watch it. All right, Lelouch. Oh man. Anyway, do you guys have anyone? Like, if you guys have an anime that pleasantly surprised you, like, talk to us. What anime you started watching and you were like, and then it got real good?
Black Clover.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That was gonna get good. Regardless.
Word. I enjoyed every one of it.
For me, Asta yelling, bro, when he was working out. That joint was irritating me. It was irritating my soul, yo. Oh my god, I couldn't
It's annoying. It is.
I'm just like, yo, bro, come on, man. And then once he got that dirty, the anti-magic devil,
anti-magic devil.
Oh shoot! Oops. Wait. I didn't know about that already.
So but I agree with you. Black Clover, and I will say this. Black Clover did pleasantly surprise me as well, and I'm gonna say I like I at first I was just like, this is the Naruto Sasuke show.
It is Naruto Sasuke.
I was like, it's a Naruto Sasuke show, but what I like about it is that actually has a character. I can like his character. He's not just weird. And I can get with it. I can enjoy his character. I liked it. Not only that, I felt like they kept him important. And they kept Asta important. And they keep other people in the show doing things that make you want to watch it. I was pleasantly surprised when I started watching Black Clover again. Because I stopped at the beginning. I was like, I don't feel like watching another Naruto Sasuke thing. And then I started watching it later on. And then and honestly, you know who made me watch it? Marileona. Freaking
wow.
Beverly. The episode with her in it, I said, "Oh, who is this woman? Who is she?
Yeah, she's an animal.
She's wild." And I was like, then I started watching it. Then I started falling in love with the other people. And
I'm sorry, Yami.
Wait. Can I do it real quick? Yami's a beast. Okay. But
take it away.
The Wizard King. Oh
yes, man.
What?
I'm saying he is the Wizard King for a reason, but
Okay, but can we all just agree that the moment when the guy was fighting him and he was like, he hasn't even took out his grimoire yet, and then you look up and you realize that didn't mess y'all up. Is it just me? Oh, I was like, there's no way. Like, what?
That was crazy.
I want to say something to you, Maurice. I did not, and this may happen for you, and it may happen for everybody. I didn't dislike Sasuke until further on, when he got further from everybody else.
Agreed. Me too. Same thing.
It's possible we still might encounter that with what's his name?
Don't say that. Don't say it. You know what? I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying don't say it. I don't want to deal with that. That's all I'm saying.
But talking about you can't. How there's no possible setup for it to happen with Sasuke. You see the setup with the revenge of the brother, the hatred of the village, and all that BS. There's no type of
Yes.
I'm gonna have to.
You got it, Maurice? Or you want me to touch it? You got it.
You go ahead, Travis. You got it. Go.
No,
You got it?
Go ahead, Travis. Go ahead, Travis.
First of all, granted, him and Asta had the same obsession of wanting to be Wizard King, but the same way with Sasuke.
Right.
So, but the thing is,
Sasuke didn't want to be Hokage though.
We didn't know that until later on, but he probably did want to be Hokage overall in general. We find that out later, but he probably wanted to do that prior to because of the fact that everything was shit. Now we learned that later. That he wanted to be Hokage,
yeah, the Hokage
but he
is a pretty bad.
always had that in his head. Now with the Wizard King,
I agree with Kadeem.
With the Wizard King, he said he agrees. I
agree with you.
With the Wizard King, this guy, he may go about it totally differently from like just going gaining regular power. Now, like granted, yes, he's great friends with Asta, but he may do it in a certain way. Who was this person that I feel like when we had our last episode, somebody went about it getting power, but in a different way. And we were not fully on board with the way they went about getting the power. Regardless of what, I think he's so set on trying to be Wizard King that he may lose the touch of goodness within himself and go about it an incorrect way. And that's how he might lose it.
Now, here's why I would have to disagree with that. If their bond from when they were babies, bro, they was left on what is that that little church in the village together as babies. So that bond was there from when they were younger. Sasuke and Naruto never had that bond. They always had a dislike, not a friendly dislike.
It's
bond.
Like a rivalry type thing.
Right.
But you can't say that because the rivalry is the same way for us. But look, they have a rivalry, yes. But if I was ordered to predict like who would be Wizard King, I honestly feel like would be the Wizard King, and Asta would just be like the second, like the runner-up, or basically the second in command. Okay. If you really look at it, because he fights like the strategies that he used to fight to beat his enemies, bro, is just insane. That's one, and two, like. Asta is basically just like raw strength, right? Because he has that his body's just because he's constantly working out. But I just feel like there's no type of hatred, anything for to hate. No, for anything for to hate, for him to fall into despair.
Yeah, that's
we don't have that, but we don't have
to say like, yo.
So are we not saying that the demeanor is similar? Like he has that demeanor to fall into this place where he should not go down this road. He has that demeanor.
He does. But what is it? Because with Sasuke, you could see it with his brother and everything when he followed that path.
But what you're saying is, there's not only one way to fall into or to lose yourself.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
You can't just lose yourself only through hatred.
Right. Thank you.
Right. But I'm saying you don't see the setup though. With Sasuke, you clearly seen it. You could see it. You could predict
that's
it.
Fine. That just means that
writing
you could easily see through the plot in Naruto.
That's all.
Right. Oh, right.
This anime may just surprise you.
Yep.
You never know.
Yeah. That's what I'm going for.
So basically, all right. Okay. So basically, Travis, you're saying that you're using him not becoming the Wizard King. That's going to make him take a different path.
No, what I'm saying is him trying to become the Wizard King as fast as possible to beat his rival Asta may make him take a different path.
I see where both of you come from.
I see what you're saying.
And
because now remember, they don't even only have just themselves, right?
True.
We've included other people who are older now as trying to be their rivals. What's her name's brother is saying, "Well, I'm trying to be Wizard King too, by the way." And then you have
Fuegoleon.
Fuegoleon's little brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the older one too. The older one that said it first.
All of these, there's
Oh,
three people
Yeah.
outside trying to say that they're going to be the.
okay. So let me ask you a question, Travis. You think that to switch anime, you think that Bakugo is going to become a villain?
Nah,
Who?
no,
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 it's different.
nah.
No, that's different.
Because
No, I don't get
wait,
that.
if him, okay, if
I think he
Bakugo
just had the
and
opportunity.
Deku is fighting for the number one spot, okay, and let's say, basically, of course, he's going to get it. Say Deku gets it, Midoriya gets it, and being that Bakugo is taking that path on trying to become number one faster than Deku, you don't think that same situation, you don't think that
I
Bakugo
think
is
I think
able to become a villain?
I think in this, in order to give our viewers at least some kind of analogy of what I'm thinking, and or what you're speaking about,
Uh-huh.
Bakugo and Sasuke and or what's his name?
Yeah.
Are
You know,
two different possible anti and protagonists. Whereas Bakugo
okay.
could be more like Vegeta, and then these two, could be more like Sasuke.
Okay.
And that could be vice versa as well.
All right. Well,
And a bit not from what I'm seeing, and not from what I'm seeing from the protagonists we have been given. Black Clover is
Okay. Uh-huh.
mirroring Naruto. I love the anime. I'm not trying to take away from it, but for God's sake, it's no different than us looking at the freaking movie. What was it with the blue people? What was that one? What was
Oh,
that
for
movie?
Smurfs?
Avatar.
Avatar and
Oh.
Pocahontas.
I think you said Smurfs.
I did.
I'm gonna.
Pocahontas?
Avatar and
Uh-huh.
Pocahontas.
Yeah, to me, Avatar was Tarzan and Pocahontas.
Black Clover is Naruto. Is that honestly what I'm seeing right now?
But why is it Naruto? Why is it Naruto?
Because it's Naruto because of the setup. It's Naruto because of the setup. The rivalry.
But
The
that
side
don't mean the
character.
outcome is going to be the same,
No,
though.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying.
No, but
The
I'm just-
reason that
I'm
it's
not
Naruto
saying you are.
is
Prediction wise, from what we're having right now in front of me, this is what I'm.
Right.
This is what it seems
Right.
like.
Right.
Towards
Alright,
more so.
So we can
Right.
see that, but we can see in the anime itself the different things that it has. The reason that we're saying that it's Naruto for you guys watching, and please in the comments let us know if you agree or disagree. The reason that we're saying that it's very Naruto like, I feel like it's a very shonen like formula where you see rivalries happening where people are trying to be the best at something. And in doing so, because of their different feelings or way that they're going to reach it or the reasons for reaching it, put them at odds where they have to fight each other normally in the anime. Sometimes the rival character, who is normally the side character, not the main character, becomes not evil, but I guess antagonistic in their views and tend to do things differently and have to fight them or whatever the case is. Now, while we're here talking about that, the thing is, I want to say I can see where we're all coming from here. Because the thing is, most animes are set up that way, right? If Yuno decides that he needs to get power faster, then there's a way that he can do it. The only reason I don't see that happening is the same reason I don't see Bakugo changing. See, now Bakugo's had the opportunity to turn evil and did not because of the situation it had, and also, All Might had the conversation with them finally, and because of which Bakugo decided that he was going to do things a different way. As a matter of fact, as the anime progresses, you start to see Bakugo do things differently
Yeah, that's true.
to let you know that he has progressed as a character and he's not going to make that movement because he doesn't have to as long as he's doing things properly. And when he goes back to take the test, even after he fails. Now, in the thing with like I said, and I actually said this when I was watching it. I think I was like texting you guys. We have obviously have a Discord and a bunch of other things that we keep in touch with. And when I was watching Black Clover, I literally said I really like this anime because I can see Yuno being an actual character from beginning to end, as opposed to what you were saying earlier, Travis, and you were like, "Yo, I like Sasuke before blah 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 blah," and I agree with you. So did I. I was a big Sasuke fan. But the thing with Yuno is we get to see Yuno being Yuno all the time. It's not like a weird thing that changes to the way he's acting or stuff like that. Even to the point where he's always acknowledging Asta as his rival in a good way. Like when they fight the elf dude when he first comes back. Remember that whole big scene where they got into the fight and they acknowledge each other as rivals again in a positive way. And then they respect each other enough to separate to deal with stuff as they're heading back to the city. So I feel like because of that, I don't think Yuno is going to go the route where he's going to turn evil. Because we see him doing things in a way that is always acknowledging and pushing in a positive fashion. That's why I don't see Yuno changing. And that's why I enjoy Yuno better, honestly.
Yeah. To piggyback off of what you just said, I just don't want that repetitiveness of them, well, when I say them, I mean Yuno and Asta, like in order to get over the hump of a fight, like they always, turn to each other like, oh, I'm gonna be number one, or I have to beat him. I have to, be stronger than him. That I just don't want it to fall into that fairy tale line where every minute they have to scream some type of friendship or family or just to get like a power boost.
Wow. I could help it. Friendship. Anyway.
But definitely Bakugo is definitely down the road of Vegeta, and everything. To piggyback on what you said, Maurice, is like Vegeta turning Majin. You remember that when he turned Majin and he only just keep the power on, and but he's like, you can take my body, but you can never take my pride, kind of thing.
Exactly.
So like, I'm gonna take this power just like my rival, but you know what? You ain't gonna take me. And I see Bakugo as Vegeta, no doubt. The only reason I think I'm saying what I'm saying, which I get, everything you guys are saying is definitely valid, pertaining to like going against what I'm saying, pertaining to Asta and turning out the same way as Naruto and Sasuke.
Right.
I think I'm getting my feed from Asta, and then the similarities of from Sasuke, not the same, but the similarities.
I hear you.
And then
I mean, I feel like y'all saying that because they look similar, and he's just cool.
Well, no, it's but I think it's the setup, Ed.
But
I don't think
what's setup? I feel like him and Sasuke are completely different characters.
Do you
but his synth can be Sasuke's eye. His synth can be Sasuke's eye. His genius, Sasuke's a genius, regardless. Nobody can take that away from him. He gets things quicker than a lot of people. Got this book for a specific reason.
Yeah,
he's a genius.
But it's a dynamic too, Ed. I think it's like he's saying, like being the genius, having these abilities, Asta not having them, and then have them learn how to do them, even though they're good ability when he gets them. Same thing with Naruto having the Nine-Tailed Fox, that he had to learn how to do things differently, even though Sasuke got it way faster than him. In Naruto resented Sasuke because of it. And then they kind of became rivals in that fashion, where, as you see, the thing in Asta and Yuno is a very similar situation. And that's why we're saying it's similarities. We're not saying they're parallels, just similarities.
But I'm just talking about the two characters side by side. I think it's just that they look similar. They're both quiet, and they just both chill.
And they both are geniuses, and they both have good abilities.
But a genius has nothing to do with it, because you could take another anime that's a genius, and you won't say that they're similar just because they're genius.
Well, that's not true.
But they have to be their behavior.
But it is the behavior. But that's the point. But that's the point, Ed. That's literally the point. The point is the behavior. So they behave the same. They have similar scripts. They do similar things.
I think the teacher in My Hero is similar to them.
Yes.
He's mad chill, and he just don't.
But he's also not the side character in the show. He's also not the Sasuke to Naruto. He's not the Yuno to Asta. He's not the rival character. We're talking about the rival character. Exactly,
how they do things.
But we're talking about the drive and who they are. As the rival character, they have very, very similar characteristics and mannerisms and scripts. They're, like I said, they're both the chill guys who are like super awesome. They're slightly they want to be emo, but they're not. But they're both geniuses. They're both very good at what they do.
For me, that's where it stops.
Now there's a lot of similarities.
Not really. They're like the driving mechanism for the main character. To strive to be better.
Yeah, also that. Yeah, they're that too. Agreed.
Okay,
yeah.
now I want to piggyback off something Travis said. That he sees some type of similarities with Black Clover and Naruto. Now that I look at it, there is some type of with Asta and the anti-magic devil. How before when it was like, he was trying to take over Asta's body. Just as similar with Naruto with the Nine Tails, how the Nine Tails wanted to take over Naruto's body.
The demon, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, but it's no slight to Naruto. It is actually it is obviously letting us know that how much Naruto affected us and affected other animes. It's almost as like, and I won't say it's the same level, but it's just like as Super Saiyan changed the way that animes progressed with strength by transformation. I think is the same way that we're seeing how good it was that Naruto told that story into other animes. Now we see a lot of stories doing this character, rival character, all the other characters that are part of teams that are also good.
I'll go again.
I love it. I love it.
When was supposed to be taken over by the elf.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. And just like that, freaking Sasuke was able to beat that curse. He kind of was able to beat that curse.
But All right, but talk about. There was a story
Wait, what
behind why
curse?
the
curse
curse
mark.
seal mark. I think he's talking about.
Fight
But there was a
prophecy.
What's
story
his
behind.
name? I thought Itachi took that out of him.
But granted,
Itachi.
he did, but I'm just saying there's still that similarity there. Whether it doesn't matter who did it or not, it's still the similarity of the mirror of each anime side by side.
Yeah, but I forget it.
Nah, talk,
But
bro. What you mean?
there was more of a background to why was able to fend off the elf inside of him
I'm not going
versus
into literal
You
specifics.
guys are
no
going too deep into it, though.
no I
That's
know
the
what
problem,
Travis is
Tom. I'm
saying.
just talking about just the character. Y'all are talking about the anime as a whole. I'm
No,
just talking about two characters.
no, but that's. I mean, I'm not getting into the entire anime as a whole. I'm just talking about the characters and what they stand. When we talk about characters, you can't just say the character, because the character in itself is regarded as what they're scripted to be, and the way that they're going to affect the readers, the watchers of the anime. So the character
That's
itself,
right.
you see how you can see not the parallels. Like I said, it's not parallels. I'm not saying they're exactly the same, but they are written in a way that we see that trope in anime. It is an anime trope to see the rival
Phantom.
character to be cool, relaxed, calm, collected, to be very good at everything, to make the main character to drive to be better at trying to defeat them. It is just what we see in that character trope. Yuno carries that character trope, as Sasuke also carries that character trope, and there are more people that carry that trope throughout anime. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that they
but
are
I'm talking
parallel.
about them person, the way they are and behave
But that's
outside
what.
of that,
But that's what I'm. When I
and
watch.
the reason why they do what they do.
Yeah, but I
I'm not
watch.
saying, oh no, he's not there to be the Sasuke. I'm saying he's not Sasuke.
No, they are two totally different characters, but the role that they play extremely similar.
Yeah,
I got a question.
that's what I'm saying. That was
Oh, so that we weren't disagreeing then. I agree with you. I agree with that.
Yeah,
I went on this whole freaking thing about to make sure that I'm not hungry all the time. Like, wait, what? That's not what I'm talking about.
The main reason I brought that up is the possibility of why might go down that route because of he's so similar to Sasuke. Because we don't know. We only have Sasuke's end result. We don't have Yuno's end result. So I'm saying,
Yeah, everything from Sasuke. For me, that says guy.
Say again.
So Tom, let me ask you a question. Oh,
No, go ahead.
based on what we're talking about, do you see any type of similarities with Naruto and Hunter x Hunter?
Hunter.
I don't.
Yeah, everything, man. Naruto got his whole story and
Hunter
everything
is
from
the
Hunter.
best.
Because
I honestly feel people who watch Hunter x Hunter may have sat down in front of a screen and got brainwashed, and then has been told that Hunter x Hunter is the best anime. I
It
feel
is, man. Don't argue.
I feel like
wow.
somehow that happened.
I won't listen. I
It didn't
won't
happen to
say.
me. I didn't see that screen.
Travis.
Wait. I won't
Wait.
say Hunter x Hunter is the greatest anime. I won't say that it's not a good anime. I enjoyed
wild.
Hunter x Hunter. I
Where
enjoyed
does this
Hunter.
come from?
But
I don't get it.
what I will say is this. I think Hunter was great. Now
That's what
we are coming to our normal close, and so
Okay.
since we're doing that, we're going to do that with a quick couple of minutes on something that was awesome. We did a lot of awesome moments, things that stuck out to us in anime. But because we did the Hunter x Hunter thing, I just want to say this. Kurapika came to a fight with a shovel because he knew he was going to bury somebody.
Boy.
Nah,
That's my. Those are my closing comments. Those are my closing comments. Does anyone else have a moment? Just Kurapika came with the shovel.
I want to. You know what?
Hunter?
Godspeed.
I'm gonna
That's it.
build up everything I have for Tom and I to go back at it because I feel like this is gonna be something we're going to be talking about next episode.
Well, please in the comments
say that right
tell us
now.
what you think about Hunter
Tune
x
in
Hunter.
next time when Tom and I go at it for this Hunter x Hunter because I'm sure you guys probably feel the same way he does about this love. Maybe he feels the way too. Kadeem loves. I don't know who loves it on this goddamn thing right now.
But yo, let me ask a question though.
No, we don't have time, Tom.
We're closing out.
It's not about Hunter. It's not about Hunter. It's totally unrelated.
All right,
Do we have time?
We don't. But go ahead. What's your question? We'll hear it out. We won't have time to answer, but we'll hear it out. Go for it. Talk to us.
We won't.
No.
Oh well.
Question,
Being that I watch another.
It'll be one of those.
I watch another podcast called the No Frills Podcast, right?
The guys.
Shout outs
to Yipes.
No shout outs, man.
Okay.
Shout outs to Yipes, man.
I'm just gonna give a scenario. I want you guys to answer. So the year is like 2003, right?
Here we go.
and we just got out of school, and you got $3 in your pocket. So we go to the corner store. What are you gonna spend with your three? Or what are you gonna buy with your $3?
We
Just
can't
some
answer
chips.
my time for this one. All right.
We can do this real quick.
All
You
right,
said
I'm buying
$3.
a 50-cent nutty
Come on, Doc.
and a couple of little Debbie cakes, fudge rounds, Swiss rolls,
Woo!
zebra cake, name it. I was
Zebra
there.
cake.
Hell yeah!
Come on. My man said
Two-
fudge round.
It's
Two
fudge
Her-
rounds.
2 Hershey's cookies and cream.
Wait.
Mm.
Hold up. You said 2003?
Spoiler alert.
You said
You
2003?
could not ask Edwin for a piece of your fudge round. He was not sharing.
Wait, hold.
Just
Word.
You said
pause. That's why. Why are you
2003?
trying to get another man's
How's
cookie?
that spoiler alert?
Hold up.
Just think.
Wait, I gotta take it back.
I'll feel you on
In
that.
That was a
2003,
spoiler alert, man.
Sprite Remix was in stores. I would have bought a Sprite Remix. Doc. Hold up.
Mm-mm.
I had to buy a Sprite Remix and then buy all the cakes. There you go. Now I'm good. I just gotta get out. The Sprite Remix is amazing. Get that out the way real quick.
I don't even know what Tom is asking this question for pertaining to anime. I'm sure he has some underlying
It
reason.
does not.
I'll answer it anyway.
There's some underlying reason.
Tune into the next episode because Tom has some underlying bullshit. Anyways, it's gonna be 2 Hershey's cookies and cream and 1 Poland Spring.
Wow, that was a picks, man.
Hey, those are picks.
All right. Well, you guys will find out why I asked next week.
Yeah. So please join us. We're gonna have an episode out for you guys every week where we're sitting around talking anime and stuff, where the pillars will come together and meet. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, put people on. Just a bunch of people, bunch of friends who've been friends forever, talking about that good anime nerdy stuff. Please remember, stay nerdy, my friends.
Why can you not leave like that?